Welcome back, adventure seekers. The time has come. About 95 degrees in Ohio, and I'm headed to South Dakota. So the way this is going to go is I'm going to start this trip off like I hate. I am going to hightail it, whatever you want to call it. I am going to get there as quick as I can so I can see everything I want to see in the Badlands and in the Black Hills. I only have 11 total days. In reality, it should be about a 3-day trip there and a 3-day trip back. I am going to try to get there in 2 days, and I'm only leaving at noon, so it's going to be tough. We're ready to go. The bike it's loaded up, and the last thing I need to do is just put my gear on. I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat, and we are on the road. So we may see you a little bit on the way there, but mostly you're probably just gonna see me when I get to camp because I'm trucking. So we'll see you real soon. Buckle up for a good ride. Well, getting ready to leave. I haven't taken a ton of these big trips like this where I'm gone for a couple weeks, and I always forget this pull to leave the family. It makes me want to stay here. Hit me a little quicker this time. But it's kind of like you drive away, and it's kind of like that sadness of leaving, and also that excitement of hitting the road. At least I hope that's what happens. We're about to find out. So first little dealio on the trip, I just came out from lunch, and I just happened to look down at my tire, and there's a nail or something in it. So we're going to go ahead and plug it. We're going to pull this here nail or whatever it is out. I don't think it's leaking. I think it penetrated. That was an easy fix. I just got everything out for nothing. We'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. Well, I stopped here at this nice little rest area. We are about 6 hours into the journey. We've got 3 hours left to get there. Right now it's 97 degrees in Illinois and rising. Well, iOverlander strikes again. This is my second time trying to use iOverlander to find a spot that's free, and when I'm at home sitting at my desk, it says it's free. When I get here and pull it up on my phone, no trace, like it doesn't even exist. So I looked up on the website, which I should have done at home, my bad, and you can't camp here. So 15 minutes away to Bald Eagle Campgrounds it is, and I'll have to pay. Ugh. See you soon. All right, we made it to the Bald Eagle or something campground, and they had a spot. No one else over there but one person far away, so we're gonna go check it out. Wow, it's hot. 95 degrees outside. That's probably 105 in this tent. You'll probably never see this, but saved me. Good morning, everyone. We are just getting up at Eagle Creek Campground in Iowa. I'm not gonna lie, that was a terrible night's sleep. It was 90-some degrees until about 3 o'clock in the morning. Not fun, just pouring sweat. I'm probably dehydrated. I think I drank a gallon of water in the night. Anyway, it's cooled off now, the sun's out, and I can't get back to sleep. I thought about sleeping in. Not gonna happen. We're just packing up and we're headed out for a 12-hour travel plan today, hopefully to get to the Badlands. It's about 6:30 right now, and I would say I'll be packed up here in half an hour and on the road. There's nothing quite like putting your gear and helmet and gloves back on that's just soaked with sweat from the day before. All right, everybody, we have just made the final gas stop, and we have just a few miles to go to do some exploring. So I really don't have any idea where I'm going. Stuff's starting to look cooler. I can see some rocky type walls back in there. It's still pretty flat over here, but over here is where the magic's going to be happening. So I've got an area picked out that I want to go camp at, but I'm passing a couple on the way. Chamberlain Passes and Hughes Pass both look promising. But it says this is a little short 4x4 road back to the lake. I don't know if you can get to the lake. Yeah, this would be the way to go. Pretty walls back in there. If you can't get to the lake, this is a no-go. I mean, because it looks like I got farmland on both sides of me. If there's one time in my life I was going to see this, it's right now. There she blows. All right, well, I'm sitting at my computer desk in South Salem, Ohio, and looking at Google Maps. This is the area I pulled up and I thought might just work out. And let me tell you, if I get to be over there, I'm gonna be pretty happy. Oh yeah, oh, it's all around. Let's just hope this fence is, oh, look at this. Look at this, look at this. It's like a rounded off version of what Utah has. Amazing. I mean, Just, you know, I'm quarter mile off the road and it's awesome. The only problem is I'm only a quarter mile off the road and there's I-90. But I mean, just look at this camping location. There's a nice breeze. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm going to take a little cruise, but I'm 90% sure this is where I'm going to end up. I don't know why I'm cruising down through this gorgeousness without the camera running. Oh, man. South Dakota, you're leading with a big swing. Ooh. That's a lot farther over there than I imagined. This is probably a bad idea. I'm not seeing another way. Here's where the cows go. That doesn't look like the best option. Nice little cove right there. I'm just going back to the very first spot. I knew I would. It's in the sun, but it's breezy. Home sweet home. I had a chat with Sam Manicum, asking him like something I struggle with is being in the moment. You know, these moments are fleeting and we should be trying to stay right here, super focused on the moment. And you know, recording these videos and stuff a lot of times can get in the way of that. If you record any, I'm sure you know, sometimes you'll plan stuff out. But I asked him, I said, how do you stay in the moment, Sam? I said, how do you always like stay in the moment? And when I said always, it stopped him in his tracks, I could tell. And he said, I don't know that I do. And I said, well, what do you do when you feel like you're not going to be able to see everything? He said, well, I know I'm not going to see everything, and that'll just give me a reason to come back. So why not just make sure I see what I'm actually looking at? And man, it just really clicked. And even driving down here when I'm just turning freeway miles, trying to make time, I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. Look at that cool barn. Look at that thing. It's like the mantra kind of stuck, and I'm going to try to keep that through the whole trip. And I think everybody should practice this. Good morning, everybody. Start of the day, and I had to get in the tent because the wind is whipping. It is a beautiful morning. We had some storms roll through last night. I slept like a baby. You know the rules. Second night of camp, sleep like a baby. So we're just gonna finish tearing down. It's not even 5:30 in the morning, but the sun is up early here. We're kind of like right at the time change line. so it's barely mountain time. Nothing fancy this morning, no big time-lapse things going on, and we're just going to get on the bike and have a ride. One last look around, and as you can see, I've left something, my shirt. We're going to need that. All right, that is exactly why you do a walk around. My shirt was on the ground. I've already forgot my 2 other wool shirts. There might actually be a shirt purchase on this trip. Okay, well, we are headed to Badlands. I never even thought to check like when they open, because I don't have a pass. Never really ridden a motorcycle in a national park. It's raining back there. Now I can see the Badlands over yonder. Went ahead and got my annual pass. And this is the big Badlands overlook. Well, I'm only about 100 feet in, and I'll tell you right now, this is a spectacular place. It's similar to where I camped last night, but you know, just 10 times bigger. And it's a beautiful day, and when I went to bed, it's supposed to be thunderstorming right now, and as you can see, not a cloud in the sky. And the scenery is just spectacular. I'm just not sure how much to record because everything's so friggin' awesome. I'm sure I'll figure it out here in a bit and cut back, but right now, just take it all in. Was ready to drive by the Notch trailhead. A bunch of people here, although not right here, which is nice. And I thought, man, just stop, go take a little hike. So I just came like, I don't know, 200 feet back up in here, and there's this beautiful little private area. It's not a trail, it's just a lookout, so no one's here. Coming up over Cedar Pass. Isn't that pretty? So I'm having that feeling like I had on my out west trip last year, where I think my struggle with being in the moment might be that, like, as I drive by this stuff, I'm like, I want to go over there, I want to go over there, I want to go over there. Now I'm past it, and I start to feel guilty that I didn't stop. But in reality, I know, well, I don't know, but I'm learning that you can't stop everywhere like that. You'll never make it home. Castles. So beautiful. I just want to go over there and pitch a tent and just chill. I love the little islands. They're like flat on top. Yeah, I want to put my tent on one of those flat knolls. I guess the only bad thing is I am really knocking this out. It's not quite as big of an area as I thought, so I'm slowing down. I'm stopping at every little pull off and soaking it in because I don't really want it to be over. Man, what a great day. Too bad you can't camp here because that would be a nice place to wake up. Or like on that tabletop out there. Picnic area, half mile. Sounds like us. Let's go make some coffee. You know, I've taken a lot of trips in the past couple years, and I'm always a hurry up type of person and really making an effort not to be this time. And I don't know, when I just made that turn back there to go stop and make coffee, I don't know, I just kind of thought, hey, maybe I am slowing down. It also had a lot to do with the fact that when I looked at my map, I was already halfway through the Badlands like a little while ago. So I was like, oh, okay, wait, you came out here. This is one of your major things you wanted to see. So let's just slow her down. That's what we're doing. That's the first cup of coffee I've had in a couple days. In the distance, we're hearing those thunderstorms that they told us all about. So they're coming. Just wanted to give you a little look at my view while I drink my coffee. It's not too shabby. If you ever come out here, just make sure you don't crash looking around, because there is so much to look at. Absolutely stunning. Just set up camp right here. We've been climbing for a minute. This is about the highest we've been, almost 3,000 feet. Hitting the Sage Creek Rim Road and some gravel. I know it all looks similar, but man, how can you just drive by this? Especially when you're waiting on dust to clear from cars in front of you. Look at all the lines. Just cut. Horizontal and vertical lines everywhere. Well, Badlands, this visit was short-lived. Who knows? I gotta come back one way or another. I may just come through again. I bought the annual pass. We shall see. What we got here?
How much further do I have on this gravel road?
Probably a mile maybe.
Just 1 mile?
Yeah, and then it turns to pavement. I might be off a little bit. I went kind of fast at one point. No more than that.
Thank you.
There's a prairie dog right there. What's up, buddy? Hey. Little prairie dog, what are you doing? He's like, what? They're everywhere. I can't believe how many there are. See him standing up right there? They're just everywhere. They're all like 40, 50 feet apart. All their little mounds. I can just see them boom, 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 all the way out through there, everywhere. Sage Creek Basin Overlook. Man, looks like a motocross track down there. We are at the edge of the Badlands, and we are about to make some time, fight this wind, and head over and start the BDRx today. Just like that, we are leaving the Badlands. Beautiful day, beautiful time, beautiful life. Creston Road. I just picked this out of the thin air sitting in South Salem on my computer, and it is very much like some kind of a BDR road. No power lines, no traffic. Beautiful, picturesque, open areas. Maintain your lines, guys. Gotta watch out for the youngins. They wait till the very last second. I don't know what these are, but it's on my Gaia. This is some backcountry discovering right here. This is gorgeous. Don't get too comfortable. Those ruts are soft. They want to pull you in. Kind of a weird soil. It looks hard packed, but it's really not. It kind of grabs you. This will definitely add an hour or two to this trip. Keep an open mind. Never know what you might find. Got us a gate. Just pass it through, guys. Just need to borrow the road for a second. Really nice to have the BDR stuff and all these other pre-made routes. But this road ain't nowhere on any route that I can download. Where does it go? Yeah, that's kind of out of our way. We need to go the this way. All right, made a judgment call. We're just gonna cruise on around here. Of course you can't tell, but this is stinking steep. Yeehaw! Yeah, this they just bulldozed this and it is so soft. I don't know about this. Oh my goodness. It's just like silk. It just makes you tense up. You can't help it. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm tired again. Well, I'll tell you what, South Dakota, you got it all. This trail system is just spectacular. I'm going to drive by this because now it's so far I'd have to go like 15 miles of the trail around, and then that's going to start to cut into stuff. And I'm tired from holding on. But look, I mean, the trail's going to go right down through here. I can see how it goes up around that big mountain right there. Oh, just amazing. Trail 563 and 505. It's been a blast. Yeah, that was well worth the extra hour. I mean, come on. I've driven about 1,500 miles just to get to it. What are you gonna do? Not do it? It's crazy. How cool is this? Folsom, South Dakota. Black Hills are getting closer. It's official. We made it to the Black Hills. We are now in the Black Hills National Forest. And what a difference a name makes, because there's trees now. And I haven't seen trees since I left Iowa. Okay, so we come out there and then we turn right here, and that'll be the start. All right, it's official. We are on the BDRx, Blackhills of South Dakota. Off to a curvy start. It's kind of nice because I have really no expectations other than, you know, what I've seen online about like Mount Rushmore and the Needles Highway and all that. Still can't wait to see it. That's actually going to be at the very end of this trip. Well, of this, my time in South Dakota anyway. That was neat. Neat little dirt road right off the bat. If there's a lot of those, it's going to make camping pretty easy. Our first little dose of gravel. Let's check it out. It don't look like it's going to be hard at all to find dispersed camping. There's all kinds of little roads off of this everywhere. Yeah, a little cool down for you, Virginia. Adventure bike paradise. With 1 million acres, or is that it, or 1 million square miles or something? I can't remember. I wonder if you ever get tired of riding your adventure bike if you lived here. Well, I stopped back there to try to get an idea of where I do want to camp. And I kind of want to go up high, see if I can get a view like yesterday. So I'm going to cruise on down here another, I don't know, 5 to 80 miles. But once I get on the other side of this main road up here, it looks like I get up above 5,000 feet elevation. So we're going to check in there. The smells of pine, so strong. Beautiful. Uh-oh. Slow down. Downhill, big rocks, analog brakes. Whoops. Everything I do is always comparing stuff. You know, I gotta compare it to my big trip last year, but it's different. You know, yeah, sure, it puts you in the same kind of mindset, but the terrain is a lot different for a state that's only a couple states away from Colorado and Utah. I got a feeling that my weather karma is going to bite me on this trip. Normally, I somehow luck out, but I kind of feel like with rain every day, it's got to run out, but it's supposed to be raining today. So take that how you may. We're headed up. That's what I was wanting. High on the mountaintop. Oh yeah. Except there's a house down there. It's always something, isn't it? Okay, I was curious about this lake situation up here. If there's a chance I could camp by the lake, I'm going to do it. There's the lake. Big lake. Big pretty lake. Oh shoot, can't get clear down to it. But there is some kind of a camp over here. Day use 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I'll say that's no camping. Getting into where all the off-road trails are. I kind of wondered if that trail I was on earlier today was an off-road trail, but I don't think it was, because these are marked a little different. Well, I wasn't even in the Black Hills earlier, so I have to look it up. Well, I pulled up in here just to see what it looked like. And as you can see, it's stinking perfect. Fire ring, firewood, beautiful grassy area. Why wouldn't you stay here? Well, you'll have to ask Future Jay, because he's an idiot. And he wants to get on up to the lake and check it out and see how far he can get to Deadwood. Remember at lunch when I said, I am not going to just keep pressing on. Well, I'm not going to do it real fast. I'm not getting in a hurry, but I am just going to continue on because I feel good. Took a little break. Did anybody ever notice that when you ride a GS off-road real fast, it kind of feels like a jet ski? I don't know if that's good or bad. Kind of fun. Jet skis are fun. Them grasshoppers, man, I have butchered hundreds of them today. They're all committing suicide. They jump right in front of me. That one's in my helmet. I feel it crawling around. I want to cut over here, take a shortcut, and see more of the lake. there's nothing like flying drones in a bunch of traffic. Proceed with caution. About 24 miles on the main road to Deadwood. I kind of wanted to get a little closer to Deadwood. That's the whole reason I wanted to keep going. Was tomorrow's Sunday, it's gonna be busy. And I figure there's some churchgoers, so if I get up early, maybe I can do some of the stuff in Deadwood and get out of Dodge, so to speak, before it gets too crazy. This is a killer road. Not sure if I picked a Not sure if I picked a bad line there. I did pick a bad line because I just tore the bags off. I like this a lot. I tell you, having those bags down there, it's twice since I've had this bike. I've got 8,000 some miles on it now, and twice I've ripped them off. But man, for the other 7,999 miles, having that weight down there, it's super sweet. There has been a couple times where I didn't go down in a ditch because I knew they would hit. Well, the start of this BDRx route has just been already exceeded my expectations. I kind of wondered, looking at the maps, how many roads they were going to send you on, because you know, when you get super good paved roads, like, that's fun too. And I kind of wondered if they just do that, but they did not. Hey everybody, I found a spot to camp. It's about 5 or so, and I don't know, there's like an old logging place. It's just too good to pass up. Perfectly flat. A few rocks to deal with, but nothing terrible. I got a little bit of a view over on the hill. I'm digging it. So we're gonna get set up. Look at this. Good morning, adventure seekers, and a good morning it is. It is my second full day in South Dakota, my 4th day of the trip. Anyway, we started on section 1 and we're running it the direction they intended it to be ran. We are about halfway through, so we're getting close to Leadville, and then into Deadwood, and we're going to try to get all the way around about half of section 2, and then I'm hitting up my own route into Wyoming to go see the Devil's Tower. I hope that much happens today. If more happens, great. If I can find a place to stay tonight, I probably will, because 4 nights in a tent doesn't sound like something I need more than I need a shower. I'm finishing up my coffee. It's not even 6 o'clock yet, so we're going to get a nice early start. And here we go. It's a beautiful morning in close to Deadwood, South Dakota, and we're calling for thunderstorms later in the day. and it has been calling for thunderstorms every day since I've been here, and I've only seen a couple on the way, on the freeway, so let's hope that holds up. So I love to camp, and I actually really look forward to it, and then I always get there and I'm just spooked easy. Not like I'm scared I'm going to get hurt, but I'm scared that I need to get ready and get up in case, you know, some animal's trying to get my food or something. Surprisingly, here in South Dakota, there's just nothing. There's no animals that I have came across, and I've just been relaxing and sleeping, and like I don't even wake up. Beautiful. Either it rained here or they watered this. Looks like I got lucky because I'm only about 5 miles from my camp. This is a pretty cool town. I saw that big tall thing when I was coming up the hill, and I wondered, what is that? Is it someone's house? I guess the bad thing about getting such an early start is nothing's open, so no mining museum tours. Oh, looky there. Hey, look at just beautiful, clean water. Deadwood, South Dakota, 1876. Welcome to Deadwood. All right, here we go. Downtown Deadwood.
Founded in 1876, Deadwood, South Dakota was known for the gold rush, gambling, and its lawless Wild West legends. Most famous of the bunch was Wild Bill Hickok. On August 1st, 1876, Hickok was playing poker at the number 10 saloon when Jack McCall entered the saloon and shot Hickok in the back. Legend has it that Wild Bill was holding aces and eights, which has now become known as the Dead Man's Hand. Main Street sure has changed over the years, but the locals have kept the original flair of the old western town.
All right, my buddy from work is wanting a shot glass from the saloon where Wild Bill was shot. Closed. Sorry, Ryan.
I would suggest arriving later in the day to investigate more of the town when things are open.
The brothel. Man, did that run till 1980?
Many give credit to Seth Bullock, the first sheriff, for installing order and accountability to Deadwood. It is believed during his law enforcement career, Bullock never killed a man, but somehow still managed to tame Deadwood. Bullock had a great friendship with President Theodore Roosevelt, and just a short drive north of Deadwood, it is worth visiting the Mount Roosevelt Friendship Tower, constructed by Bullock in honor of President Roosevelt.
Here we are at the top of the Roosevelt Tower. I'm loving it. I almost didn't take a hike up here because it's a long way, but thankfully Dave was back at the parking lot and he is making breakfast and he's watching my stuff. So, hey Dave, appreciate it, buddy. Note to self, there are several dozen amazing campsites on this section. A loop around Deadwood. Beautiful valley. See you later, Deadwood. Very impressed. If I'm back in this area, I will definitely stay in the town and park for the night and have a little bit more exploration. Oh yeah, let's move right there. Ain't that the life? That's a summer only home. Wow, that is spectacular. We are out on the Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway. Coming up on some waterfalls. Gorgeous. Big old mountains. Woo! Well, here we are at Rough Luck Falls. Beautiful weather still. Long way to go. See you soon. Ooh, that air feels good. Well, you know what Dances with Wolves and Local Route ADV have in common? They both filmed here. Ha 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 ha. This is just like the middle of nowhere. Says go left. That way looks awful cool. Well, I did not expect this. About that. She's a windy one up here. Cement Ridge Fire Lookout Tower. This is one of the super duper highlights I did not see coming. almost 7,000 feet, and I mean, without a doubt, the best view of the trip. Just panoramic all the way around. And once again, there was some pretty cool little campsites close by, but of course I am trying to mosey on down. It's just now 12:30. We are having a pretty casual day. I have stopped a lot. Man, there's a lot to be said about getting up early and getting the day going. The early rider gets the view. That's what the saying should be. Sweet track. Like a little roller coaster. Might be mistaken, but I think that black line on the screen is Wyoming. I doubt there's going to be a sign or a border station on this road. We're going to call it right here. That's Wyoming. That's South Dakota. Okay, so today we have completed section 1 of the BDRx route in the Black Hills. We have done about half of section 2, and now we are going to take off into into Wyoming and hit the JBDR, which is Jay's route to Devil's Tower, which is about 117 miles. We're just cruising around Wyoming. I just wanted to say that, as it's been almost a year since I was cruising in Wyoming. We got about 60 miles to get to the Devil's Tower. Raring to go. Last time I was in Wyoming, I was down by Savory, just the very southern part, and it was all high desert. It wasn't anything like this. I don't even remember any trees, just a bunch of sage. It was very unique. Kind of hope that I get to see a little bit of that again, just for a change of pace. I didn't expect to see that color of rock on this trip. Must be getting close to the Rocky Mountains. Whew. Having one of them tired spells. It's about 2 o'clock. Pulled off here at Deep Coral Spring, which is a sweet camping area, but I still haven't found anywhere to get water, and I'm almost out, so I am just going to take a quick 10-minute nap, and then I'll see you back out there, hopefully all revived and ready to go. There's a very interesting wall up there. Wow, it goes all the way across there. That is cool. Wonder why it's like that. It's all the way around there. The Great Wall of Wyoming. This is starting to look a little bit more like the Wyoming I remember. Getting rid of all the trees. Starting to get these little shelves and some sage bush. Road signs. Haven't seen those for a while. Okay, well, there's a severe thunderstorm coming. I'm headed directly into it.
thinking about detouring around it. I mean, I can't go clear around it, but if I head south and just kind of reverse the loop, I might miss the blunt of it. Well, so far so good. We're just about to Sundance. Isn't that ironic? And all that stuff is going that way. So we're going this way. There's something behind it, but it's a little farther north. So we're just 70 mile an hour right down the road. That storm is still coming, and I've already spent 4 nights in a tent, so I am going to get a room. We called this place here in Sundance, and he made me a deal. And it's right up here. I am looking forward to a shower and a bed. Oh yeah. The Bear Lodge Mountain Resort. This one?
Hey, everybody. I took one of them amazing shower things. Woo! I've already got my laundry done. My wool shirts and wool socks are all getting cleaned up. This place is pretty sweet. Nice view out the front porch. I brought home some food. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna download all this footage, and then I am crashing out. I'm gonna sleep for 10, 12, maybe 14 hours. You know I'm not doing that. So, been a great day, guys. I've actually stopped and talked to a bunch of people. I always feel real uncomfortable about busting the camera out, and then at the end of the conversation I tell them what I do, and they're like, oh, I'll check it out, man. Oh, you should have recorded something. But it's just weird. Really great day. I was tired all day, but somehow right now I don't feel like I was. I feel like I did a good job and got everything I wanted to get done. I really didn't know if I was going to make it to Devil's Tower today, and then that storm just talked me into not, because I'm not going to be able to, you know, really enjoy it anyway. So hopefully the weather will be better tomorrow, and I'm rambling, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
All right, everybody, we are off. Well, I don't even know what day it is, because if I'm counting Thursday as my first travel day, I guess it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's day 5. Really day 3 since I really started like my exploration. So far the weather here is kind of similar to what they do in Colorado in the summer months, where just about every day there's a rain cloud somewhere in the afternoon. I like getting an early start anyway. I go to bed early and get up early in my regular life, so it's easy to continue here, and there's nothing like watching the world wake up. Just remind myself I woke up in Wyoming today. How lucky we are. So even though I had to alternate the route yesterday, I'm alternating it again today, because I'm going to go a little different way to get to the Devil's Tower, so I can come back the way I had planned, and that way we don't see the same thing twice too often, although I believe we will come back through Sundance, which is fine. Fingers crossed we can keep avoiding the rain. Nice that we got some. Look, it's all, dust is all down now in here, around here. Sorry I haven't had enough coffee. I can't completely talk right. Not that I ever could. The views are plenty. We got us a fire tower. I didn't even realize that I was going by that. I was just next stop Devil's Tower, but looks like next stop is that fire tower. Hopefully, if we can get to it. Looks like we're headed that way. Sweetness. The Warren Peak Fire Lookout. Let's check it out. All right, sorry about the wind. I can't do anything about that. All right, we've made it to the top. You probably can't hear me. It is windy. And I'm out of breath. But oh, the view. See Dave? Dave's got the coolest off-roading VW bus I've ever seen. He's put some big tires on it, jacked it up, got big old custom bumpers and cattle guards. That thing looks mean. Oh, there's the Devil's Tower. I didn't know I was that close. Oh, wow. Tom said you could see it from 10 miles away. Okay, Tom, this one's for you, buddy, because you told me you could see the Devil's Tower from 10 miles away. Well, that sign there says 20 miles still. There she blows. We're getting close now. Ain't she a beaut? I know you can see it now, like right there, right? But we are still at least like 8-10 miles away. That's how big that sucker is. I mean, it literally looks like it's just right up here around the corner. It's still 2 miles away, but right there it is.
The Devil's Tower is one of the most iconic landmarks in the Black Hills region. It is believed this unique structure was formed when molten lava was forced into existing rock formations. Over millions of years, these formations eroded, exposing the tower.
Check out this service. Motorcycle only parking, best spot in the house. Well, we made it to the Devil's Tower, and this thing is breathtaking. So let's go check it out. What am I going to say? Amazing, awesome. You all know this. Well, this is a super nice little trail, but it's getting warm and it's getting the sweat on, which is not a terrible thing.
If at all possible, I highly recommend traveling to the tower from the southeast on Lytle Creek Road, Crossing the backcountry and spotting its beauty from far away is one of the most magical experiences of my life.
She's a majestic beaut. Nice bike.
See?
Where are you guys coming from?
Going to Mexico, yeah. Where you from?
Ohio?
Ohio.
Yeah? Yeah.
Very cool state.
Yeah, not as beautiful as this. You guys rode all the way?
Yeah, I was for that.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice to see you. Enjoy. What it looks like if you're coming from the south. More of a wide open shot. So that is the Sundance Mountain. Man, it's so nice they got that rain. Makes that gravel more packed. Hey, we're coming up on the Grand Canyon, it says. Grand Canyon Road. I guess this is the canyon. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I don't remember coming down that way, but we are back at the connector. Yeah, I went that way and went up. And now we are back on the BlackHIlls BDR-x. That was a nice trip to Devil's Tower. We're actually still in Wyoming. Kind of hoping that this road would have a sign for my gratuitous photo going back into South Dakota, because I came in on the freeway. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Just cruising along Forest Road 106 on a beautiful morning, feeling blessed with some wonderful temperatures. 74 degrees, oh my goodness. Should be coming up on the rocky downhill pretty soon. It looks like now we are making the descent off the mountain. And in this descent, looks like that rocky downhill is just up ahead.
The rocky hill on Whitetail Peak Road, located just past halfway on Section 2 of the BDR-x route, would be considered the most difficult of the main loop. Beginners may want to run the route in a counterclockwise fashion to ensure they go down the hill, rather than trying to climb the slick rock. Skilled riders shouldn't have too much trouble with any of the route as long as weather conditions are favorable.
Okay, so flying a drone down a rocky technical section is not the easiest thing I've ever done. Definitely the most technical section on this route. Nice they put one in. Like a left it is. Black Hills just keeps giving. Like Santa Claus of National Forest. Except it gives 365 days a year. Instead of that lazy Saint Nick, only one. Jeez. Going right. Oh, that was some fun dirt. Thanks for coming along for the ride. So the road is closed except for local traffic, but it is open to Castle Peak. Woo, boy, that smells good. And she said I can pass. So just stop and ask. Super nice people. Just trying to get the job done. Thank you. You too. That was a lot softer than I expected. Grade A. I've upgraded this road to one of the best. Oh, it's even got water. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking a brake is in order right here. A little bit of water splashed on the face might not be a terrible idea.
Nice little spot down here for a break. I just laid on that log for about 5 minutes and stretched my back. Man, nice. This is a sweet, super sweet campsite. I mean, flat. You're down in this holler, out of the weather. Nice little breeze falling down off the hills. And you got this beautiful stream. I mean, it rained, thunderstorm, dumping buckets of water. And this water is pretty clean, you know, for rolling off the hill and grabbing all the dirt it can on the way. I bet on the day when it's not raining, this water is crystal clear. I wouldn't hesitate for a second to filter that and chug it down. But as usual, it's still early, and I've got a lot more riding to do to finish up section 2 of the BDRx. Last year I drove my truck out with the bike in it. I prefer this. You feel like you're really doing it whenever you just bring the bike. I know that's silly. It's kind of like, I've heard other people talk about this too. It's kind of like when you skip a section on a route like a BDR or the TAT or anything like that. Like, I don't know what it is in me, but it feels like I'm missing out. What did I just miss? What am I driving by? That's probably where the big waterfall is, or the canyon that no one knows is there, and I'm going to discover it. That's silly, I know, but it's kind of like whenever I drove my bike out in the truck, I felt like, well, the experience I missed out on was actually doing a motorcycle adventure, and that's just me. I mean, you know, that where I was in time, that's how I wanted to do it. And if you do it that way, I'm not bashing it. Everybody's different. That's the great thing about adventure riding. We're all different. Motorcycling in general, everybody does it different. Some people don't even wear protective gear. Some people wear all the protective gear. People ride street bikes. People ride dirt bikes. It's just such a great big group. And we all are just after the same thing, you know, just seeking the world and happiness, you know, get out there and ride.
Take a little extra time on Castle Creek Road. So I assume that's Castle Creek. Castle Creek Campground. Okay, it looks like I'm going right. Yeah. Taking a break? Yeah. I haven't talked to anybody for about a day and a half. I had to stop and say hi. World famous Bill Dragoo. Didn't even know who I was talking to when I pulled in. See you guys. Well, how cool was that? Get to talk to those guys for a while. Bill Dragoo, I like recognized his voice, and then he said he was Bill, and I was like, wait a minute. Bill Dragoo? Couldn't have met him on a better road. Castle Creek. They're going up that rocky hill, so I guess if I would have tried it and not made it, they would have found me. Oh. Well, now the bike's gonna need washed. It already did. Well, I missed a turn back there. I came straight down the road. Got to the end down there, and I looked over and I was like, boy, that road looks cool. I looked at my phone and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to come out there. Yeah. Dig it. God bless you, South Dakota. You didn't have to do this, but you did. And that's awesome. Trails everywhere like this. This is great. Look at this high-speed section. Let's go, Virginia! A plus on that little loop out around the trail system there. That was exactly the opposite of what my tires needed, but I'll take it. That was sweet. We jumped right onto Horse Creek Road, and it's much of the same. It's that smooth dirt, just screaming, twisted. Well, there's a truck killing my fun. $5,840 feet. There's the storm of brewing. Wind's picking up, air's cooling down. It looks like it's going to come straight east just like yesterday, and luckily we are headed south towards Hill City, so should be okay on this one. There's a bunch of little ones behind it. It's real teeny things everywhere. Hopefully it don't turn into something big and we'll be fine. But I have got to get some gas in my bike and some gas in my belly. Well, folks, we are coming to the close of section 2 and the beginning of section 3 will be greeted with some grub galore. So section 2 is pretty tough to beat because you start out going down Spearfish Canyon and you get to see all that beautifulness, waterfalls, all that stuff. That's probably about the first quarter. And then the rest of it, I kid you not, is just off-road. A little bit of gravel. I mean, there's some gravel on the off-road sections, but that last 3 quarters is fast, fun, confidence inspiring. Just great track to be honing your skills, get some confidence. Love it. Don't skip any of it. Well, Hill City isn't looking like a too good of a spot for food, and I am starving. Well, I escaped the Harley crowd. Real nice people. It was funny, I was sitting there and, you know, eating my lunch, and my bike was the only one of its kind parked in this long row of custom cruisers and Harleys and all this. And it was funny, people just walked right by all the other bikes, and I bet you at least half the people stopped and looked at this crown jewel, the needle in the haystack. And I mean, people pointing and shaking their heads yes, and I should have went out there and filmed it and giggled with them, but and then right when I was leaving, one guy finally come up and said, yeah, one of these days I'll have a real bike like that one. Funny. Well, you know what it is, it's 3:30 now. I've been at it for 9 hours, 9.5 hours, and now There won't be a campsite to be found this side of the Mississippi. But I can tell you, it won't take me long to snatch one up when I see it. Yeah, now we're getting up there. Cool mountains over there. On Medicine Mountain. And it looks like the medicine might be a rain shower. I'm assuming this is the reason this is the technical section. We're about to find out. This is the stuff I don't like. Just go to the right. Well, that's a nice thing about the crash bars in the bag. If I don't fall. I was trying to like hold it up and it was already held up. You see that? That's why I like these bikes. All right, well, I can't say I didn't lay it down. I mean, I guess you could, because technically it just laid over. And I was even trying to get to it. I'm just too tired. My butt rider position was off. I was leaning left, and that's the way the bike's going to go. I'm just really tired. Doing stupid stuff. All right. Stay focused, ride with intention. I'd say this is why it's a challenge section. This is one long uphill. Oh, get out of there. I've been going up this hill forever. So I've yawned and popped my ears 3 times since I started this climb. That didn't sound good at all. It still don't sound good. That sounded like it went in my skid plate. Well, we made it to the Bear Mountain Fire Tower Lookout, and we still haven't found a place to camp, but we're headed there now. As soon as we find something, you've heard this before, as soon as we find something right down yonder, I'm going to be pitching a tent. So stick around. Well, after the fire tower, I took this little trail, went through a gate, forgot I was supposed to be filming all this. These off-road trails out here, everywhere. Everywhere. So I was about to make a big mistake because I cut across from Bear Mountain over here to the old easy way, and I was going to go up. I was like, wait, I need to go south. So I need to turn left. I cut it across. I think I'm going to go back up the Bear Mountain Lookout. There's a spot up by the road where it's 7,000 feet. I should have just kept going. It's all right. We've already went a lot farther than I planned today. Let's go check it out. Then I'll get to see this part of the easy way and the rest of the Bear Mountain downside. Made my own little loop in a loop. A loop-de-loop. Hey everybody, checking in. It's been a super long day and I am finally set up. I've got everything downloading at my office. This is how it works out in the field
We did a lot today, probably 350 miles. I don't know. I just couldn't stop. I don't know what my problem was. One more day in the Black Hills. Tomorrow we're going to go see Mount Rushmore and the Needles Highway. So I'm charging batteries, and I'm going to recharge my batteries with a long night's sleep. As soon as this stuff gets downloaded, I'm going to bed. That's that. And we'll see you all in the morning.
Should have put this on a tripod, but in the rain, you just don't worry about that kind of stuff. Okay, the final checklist check to do. We need to wash the bike today. Got some, look, it's even got the fender wore mark through the mud. That's how you know you're doing it right. Let's make sure everything's strapped on. You got oil. Got bags closed, bags strapped on, and we are off. Finally, about 20 after 7. This is my latest start by far. It looks like it's turning into a beautiful day. I really have no idea. I don't have service to check the situation to see what the weather is actually going to do today. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm not a negative person in any means, but I try to be as honest as I can. And that campsite and that night of camping kind of sucked. It was just not much sleep. There's just rain on and off, wind all night. I finally got used to the wind and the storms and started to sleep. And then that stinking animal came in and started barking and howling, like getting closer and closer, and I kept having to get up and shoo it off. Anyhow, you've seen this road. We've been up and done it twice already. I am going to give you guys a rest, and I'll catch up with you here in just a little bit. If I'd have just kept going last night, this has been like some prime camp locations. I think it's Lightning Creek, I think is the name of this road. Beautiful road. Got your big limestone wall on the side. You got the big view on this side. 4 Mile Road. How long do you think it is? I think it's 2 miles? 5 miles? I bet it's 4. Historical marker. Buffalo Rock. Site where the last buffalo was killed in the Black Hills in 1884. Well, after about 12 miles on 4 Mile Road, we're finally going to take a left onto, I don't know, won't tell me. It's the intersection of Long Draw, so maybe that's what it is. Kind of a neat road, just kind of going right through the little, below the bottom, the gully. I like these sections. You kind of feel like you're someplace you shouldn't be. Story of my life. Oh, that's cool. Very peaceful and secluded area. And the road just kind of weaves in and out and around all the little rock formations. Looks like it's limestone. Got that back in Ohio. Kudos to South Dakota Forest Service, because, man, how do you keep up with all these roads? And unless they just, you know, I guess they're not real hilly, a lot of them. There are some, but it seems like a lot of them, they're just following these rock bed bottoms. As I climb a hill, of course. But Yeah, it's just, I can't even imagine. I'll have to look up how many miles of Forest Service roads there are in the Black Hills. And you just imagine somebody comes out here several times a year and cleans up these ruts, lays down more rock. Wow. It looks like I'm going the right way, but it doesn't look like too many people's been here. What are we getting into now? This looks absolutely nothing like anything I've been on. Pretty amazing when you think about this bike weighs almost 600 pounds. I weigh 220 geared up. I'm carrying 110 pounds. So you do the math, that's a whole lot of weight to be just trucking up these hills. What an amazing time we live in for this kind of technology for recreation. Oh, this is just superb. Well, here, I wanted this grass track to keep going, and here it is. How about that? I'd like to see more of this. You really feel like you're doing it. I'm a big shot. Look at me. Riding grass track. About as close to single track as you'll get on a big bike like this, I guess. Well, this is the area where it'd be fun to just, I don't know, bring like a 500 EXC or something like that and just ride loops on all these trails. Don't worry about following a track, just go out and explore. I haven't passed anybody yet today on any of these off-roads. Of course, it is Tuesday, but you can come out here on a Tuesday also and not pass anybody if you don't want to. That deer's strutting. Elk habitat. See any elk up there? We're in a national park. I can't fly the drone, but that is a cool old cement bridge. All right, so here's the first pigtail. Great idea. We can't make that turn, but we can do a little swirl. That's super sweet. My first time. I think my hopes of getting any kind of breakfast are gone, so I might just have to stop and scrounge through whatever I possibly have left that's just ready to eat to get me by. See if we can't find us a little break spot. Hello. I'd call that a breathtaking view. Picnic table? Yup, I see it. Couple of them. All right, real talk, people. So I just ate and drank a cup of coffee, and I'm reminded of a Sam Manicom presentation. I know I brought his name up several times. One of the first things he said was, people say, what's the most important thing you take or you do on your trip? And he said, two things: sleep well and eat well, and you'll handle every situation with grace and calmness. And man, last night I slept terrible. And to double down, the day I got up and I had a little bar and a Red Bull and went about my business, and I was just aggravated on every little thing. I trying to get a zipper up, it gets stuck in the tent, or trying to get this little thing in the GoPro, like not finding the hole, looking for some place to sit down and eat. There was nothing. And then I was looking for anywhere to like cook something, and there was nothing. And I'm just like, man, I might just get done today and just like head back home. I'm not having a good time. So I stopped and took like an hour and 20 minutes, and I ate a bunch of food, and then I drank a bunch of water, and then I made a cup of coffee. And all of a sudden, I mean, I didn't sleep, I'm still tired, but just having proper nourishment, oh man, I feel so much better. I actually feel like I can do it today. So sleep well, eat well. Prairie dog on the road. Run, buddy, run. Watch that first step. It's a doozy. Now that's a view right there. Yeah, we're gonna have to go check this out. I guess it makes sense that they still man these fire towers, but I don't know where we come from it. I guess we have fire towers, but I guess we just don't have the wildfires they have out west. So I'm turned around and I'm coming back because I just saw a really great shot of the actual buttes on the top of that mountain that I really like. Buffalo in the street. That's a big old buffalo. It's good enough to jump in. There is a beach over there. Heller Road. Let's head towards those rocks. Sounds like a great idea. Ride right, fellas. Plenty of road. Starting to get pretty cool up in here. Iron Creek Tunnel. So those are the buttes that I was taking pictures of back there. Man, if this is what it's like on a Tuesday, I wouldn't want to be here on a Sunday. This is awesome. How about that? Yeah. You can see why this is a busy road. Now we're passing over to the other side. Pretty spectacular. The cathedral spikes. Cathedral spires. Just look at it. There's the big tunnel over there. My intention was to get the drone out and have me coming out, but it's just way too busy to be safe. So we're just going to enjoy it. Get through. You're good. I can go around you. Busy, busy place. Get there about 7 in the morning. That'd be the way to do that. Yeah, would love for that footage to be just me That's how, even when it's not just me, I'll cut out a lot of that stuff, you know, to make it look a little more serene, the good and bad of tourists, you know. You want to have these things to come and see, but they bring a lot of other people that want to come and see things too, and that's fine. I think they should have just cut the hole in that mountain for me. Yeah, that Needles Highway was pretty incredible. Would love to see it again and again and again. But let's face it, this right here is my cup of tea. My cup of tea is a road of dirt. What we got going on here? A little trickery, huh? Huh. They couldn't just made a one-lane bridge out of it? Pretty neat. Hey, presidents, see them? They got a nice view. Look at this. Look at this view. All right, here we go. tunnel. How about that? Too cool. Well, we have about wrapped up the BDR-x BlackHills edition. And boy, didn't we have a ton of fun. While I would say if you only have the week that I had to take this trip, I'd take it. But if you can avoid the week leading up to Sturgis, it might be a little less busy. I actually thought about heading up to the Crazy Horse Memorial, but I just got to be honest with myself. I'm super duper tired. I wouldn't mind getting back home a day early so I could have a day off and actually rest from the vacation, so to speak. So I think I'm just going to kind of ease my way back. We have had a blast. That was a weird group. A Harley, a GS, a dual sport, and a three-wheeler. Scoville Johnson Tunnel. I thought there was the Needles Tunnel and that was it. I had no idea that there was going to be, wow, gosh, it's had to have been 7 or 8 tunnels by now. I swear I just saw that guy up on the curve with the girl on the back. This has been a great ride and we still got a long way to get home. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this little rendition of what's happened on the BDR-x BlackHills. This is it, y'all. This is the final road, section 3. Well, this is it. This is the start of, well, it starts in Keystone, but this is the end of section 3. I did it, everybody. Woohoo me. Hope you guys enjoyed this route. We got more to come. We got to get home yet. There'll be a little bit there, maybe some surprises, so stick around for that. But this will be the end of the BDR-x BlackHills.